Hi, I'm going to do this little video, a short video on trauma-informed breathing. So just briefly, when we are in a trauma response of fight, flight or freeze, our breath is affected and we can stay in these heightened and also quite shut down reactions in the case of freeze, affecting our ability to breathe and also change state. So if we are in more of a heightened state, like the fight, we might hold our breath but be geared for action, or flight or anxiety, we will be breathing up here into our secondary breathing muscles, which can create pain and tension in the neck, shoulders, and a dysfunctional breath pattern that carries on and continues to that state. And so the breath is a bit more, everything moves, shallow, and creates that anxiety, sympathetic arousal, over oxygenation, but not in a good way, because we're not getting the deeper out breath to balance. And then if we're more in a free state, we can hold our breath. It can be very shallow. We can drop into these depressed, slumping forward. The breath goes a little bit lower, but it's hardly at all. It's like very hardly breathing. So what we want to do is to notice how we would normally breathe. So we just spend a few moments, even now, I've already sort of told you, but maybe just noticing, if you weren't to try to breathe, how your breath is. So you just breathe in through the nose, you can have one hand on the chest, one on the belly, and just see which area moves more. So if I was more in my anxious breath pattern, or you might notice if you're quite low in mood, more in that flat dorsal state, more hardly breathing at all. Or maybe you feel good today and there's more movement through the lungs. So with trauma, it's particularly important because we could have been in these patterns since even pre-birth, because we take on our mother's nervous system and their breathing pattern, and we become entrained in this way, meaning it stays the same, and we've learnt to entrain our breath in that way. So a good way to reverse this pattern, especially if it's been long term, is to work with it gently and slowly. So the best thing to do is to actually come down onto your back. You finding a place where you're relaxed, maybe on your bed or at home. I don't need to show you my lower body, it's just my diaphragm. So making sure the head's relaxed, chin dropping in, so neck's nice and open. And then you can literally bring your hands to the diaphragm, the breathing muscle, just under the ribs. It runs around the back of the body here. And we want to get this bit opening so we're not in this heightened breath pattern. And even if we're quite flat and depressed, we get more energy, more breath when we start to use these diaphragmatic muscles. So a good way just to get them to move and work, so they could be a little bit underworked or not been used for a long time. Really important before we do the stronger breathing practices, I feel, in yoga, because if we've got this dysfunctional breath, we're gonna burst our energy banks by trying too hard, because the breathing muscles aren't opening up enough. Or it's just going to be too much for the system in some way, potentially leading to kind of dizziness and dysregulation, or not feeling we can do it. So gently and slowly, then we build up capacity for stronger practices. So hands are on diaphragm. You can even use a beanbag or something heavy on your tummy. I'm just showing the camera my other hand. So I'll shimmy my head out the way so you can see my hands. So breathing into this area. Feel it open under your hands, feel the ribs expanding, and then try this sound. It's ha, but like a big sigh, which forces those tummy muscles in, also our laughter muscles, like a ha. So we'll do that 3 more times. Breathing in, hands move. Let the lungs fill up naturally. Once we've got the right muscles activated, we can simply breathe in naturally, feel the hands rise. And then just gently notice the exhale through a soft sigh, or you can breathe out slowly through your nose as well, breathing in. And just doing 10 of these breaths a day at your own rhythm to start with, not worrying about how long they are, what they look like, but how you feel when you're doing them and after. And then I'll bring in some more videos over time on breaths to help you relax, breaths to help you energize, and just more awareness of our breathing patterns. Hope this helps. Give me some feedback.